Hello, Mum friends. Welcome to Downtown Garland. We're going to go into City Hall today and see the Momentous exhibit that's all about the history of Texas homecoming mums. It is the traveling exhibit that we talked about in our interview with Amy Schultz that's kind of was born out of her book. I'm very excited to see what City of Garland has for us. When you first go in, you can see that large Texas mum, team mum that they built that we talked about, that concept of team mum. I think that's so cool that not only did they have the exhibit, but they really got their employees involved. And speaking of employees being involved, over here on this little cute little fence, they had a contest, and it's still going on. I think you can still vote on it for each of the departments. Well, Parks and Recreation, they really took it in that everything is bigger in Texas mode. And I just love that. They have most of them hanging on the fence, kind of right when you go in, so that you can see it in a little ballot. But the public media one is hanging on their door. And I love that because they went to the sale place and just found stuff and built their very first mum. So let's go in and look at Momentous. I want you to just see an overview. I love all the color scheme. I love all the beautiful boards that Amy talks about that travels around. And I love how the city of Garland made it their own. One of the ways they really made it their own and made it interactive for everybody that visits is that they can mark which Garland ISD high school they attended. And I think that's really cool because Garland ISD has grown over the years. Right next to that are sample current day mums, all made by Mums Inc. members that actively make mums for all of the schools in the school district. And I love it. As I talked about, I can walk up and probably tell you who made what mum because they each have their own creative mark to it. And that is just one of my favorite things about homecoming mums. Just past that, they made this really adorable wall. And all of these mums were donated by the citizens of Garland for the exhibit. And I love that they made these little bleachers and seats. And then just past that, they have this cool thing. It's like, who made your mum and how much did your mum cost? Again, another way that I love that the city of Garland gets their citizens kind of interacting with the exhibit. It's a really cool thing to do. When we turn around opposite from those bleachers, you can see more of that adorable chain link fence. I just love that they got creative and brought that into the exhibit because I know many of us, myself included, have memories of hanging their homecoming mum on the chain link fence. And then they had just show examples of mums that were pulled out from people's closets or wherever and donated. Around the corner is where we're going to enter the main part of the exhibit. This part of the exhibit is really cool. I love that it not only focuses on homecoming mums, but just Texas football in general, because as we all know, that's a big part of the history of Texas homecoming mums. And they're going to have a section for each one of the local high schools in Garland ISD. And they're going to have vintage memorabilia, old yearbooks, old band uniforms, old cheerleader uniforms, and all of that is going to kind of be mixed in with those momentous boards that have Amy's beautiful pictures and descriptions of the history of homecoming mums. Amy's beautiful pictures and stories are, they surround an interactive video where you can sit down and watch more about the history of the Texas homecoming mums. And then you can see just more and more of Amy's beautiful pictures line the windows of the exhibit. I love how they can take the traveling pieces that can go all over the state and then mix it specifically with the city of Garland. And the city of Garland did this by taking each one of the schools and asking people to donate memorabilia. And you'll be able to see that through all of the exhibits. On this side is even more mums that were donated on the chain link fence. Here is South Garland High School. You can see there's a lot of donated yearbooks and a Letterman jacket. Again, I love that it's not just homecoming mums, it's all about Texas football. Here is a beautiful sequin drill team hat. I love that Oral and Gold, the Lakeview Centennials. And then, of course, here is a vintage Garland Owls megaphone along with some Letterman jackets and a few patches and even some pictures and a hat. And then over here, you're going to have the Rowlett Eagles. Again, some more drill team memorabilia. I think this one even has a football program in there from last year. year, and some water bottles. I think that's really cool. Again, they try to represent all of the schools in the district. More yearbooks, more mugs, more Letterman jackets, all donated by citizens. I think one of the yearbooks in there is from 1973. It was really cool to see that alongside the Letterman jacket. And then besides just doing kind of showing memorabilia from each school, in the middle, you can just see how the whole feel of the exhibit feels and screams Texas football. You've got your football field out there, your greenery, you've got all of your cheerleading, and then, of course, you've got Letterman jackets, football helmets, drill team, cheerleaders with little mums hanging. And then they have a board for each one of the schools telling all of kind of the history of each one of the high schools, which I thought was really, really, really cool. And then, of course, on the other side, you can kind of also see all of the logos for each one of the high schools as well. And so, again, that's another way that the city of Garland kind of made it their own. But really, what makes it the city of Garland's tradition is all of these homecoming mums that were donated by their citizens. You can just see the creativeness, as kind of Amy and I talked about. It really is a combination of those moms and what Amy calls us mumpreneurs, business owners who really work to create mums to make them individual. And you can tell, even no matter the history, it always was an individual thing, and it always was very personable and always about making memories. So I loved looking on the chain link fence. I'm sure that each one of these mums has a memory for the girl that wore them. I love that little drill team bear. And look at that Paris one. There's just so many cute things to see that if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I would highly recommend, if you're watching this video when it premieres, to go see the exhibit through the middle of October. And as we kind of finish up with a little sweep of the Momentous exhibit, I wanted to tell you about some important dates that are still coming up. On Saturday, September 14th, which is about a week from when this video premieres, Amy will be at the exhibit for a book signing. So if you want a signed book like Ryan and I have, I'd highly recommend going and doing that. And then during the second and third week, I think the third week, really, they're going to do some mum making events where you can make a garter or make a mum, and you can get tickets on that at the link below. And then last, on October 5th, Mums Inc., the founder of Mums Inc., is going to be there, Keisha, to kind of do a little talk more about the history of homecoming mums. And I'm really excited. I hope if Ryan and I can finish all our mums in time, that we'll be able to go. So I hope that this video tour has kind of shown you how beautiful an exhibit that they really made this. And I hope that if you're not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, that it kind of gives you a glimpse into this traveling exhibit, and hopefully that it will one day make its way to an area near you as well. Make sure that if you are in the DFW area, that you go check it out, and that you also check out those events at the link below. For now, friends, I think that that's it. I'm going to go make some more mums for homecoming 2024, and Ryan and I will see you very soon.